I don't know why this changed. Okay, I'm gonna mute everybody.
Okay, I'm gonna say hey from Ecuador real quick.
There she is. Where is she? Where are you? There she is.
We're in Ecuador. We just got to our hotel. We had 10 hours of travel, and we've met some amazing friends already. So we're gonna go get down and have dinner now that we're here, and get on with our days.
That's awesome. What time did you get there? Or like what time is it there?
It is 10:03. So I guess this is the Eastern time zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
it is.
It's 10 and
I don't know whose phone that is. Okay, I'm gonna mute everyone. Rachel, we love you. Have so much fun at Platinum Retreat.
Have an awesome chat, and I will catch the recording when I get back.
Okay, good. We'll see you later. Okay. I am not sure what's going on. I'm gonna go mute everyone as soon as I remember how. That's not me. Does someone have someone in the same household on? It's not muting, Jackie. Any ideas? Sorry, guys, it's not muting. Jackie, any ideas on muting them?
I'm looking around, and I'm not the boss here, so I can't do it. I see
it's
Kim, Amanda Holling, Kim, Tammy, Wall, Dawn.
I mean, I can mute them individually, but I don't know why the mute.
And Miss Susan, she just muted. Yeah, go through and just mute them. Miss Donna.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm logged in as Rachel, clearly, and so it's just not.
Miss Donna is not muted either.
Say that again?
Let me see if I can figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, you're all welcome to mute yourselves also. There we go. I think everyone's muted now. Sorry, the feedback is just too much, and then, you know, if you have things going on in your house, it's just too much noise. So, hey, Darren. All right, well, this call is getting off. The cat just jumped in my lap. Like, the cat's got to go. The cat can't be here for this. So, will you get the cat, please? She thinks she can sit in my lap. She can't sit in my lap right now. She's got to go.
I literally thought you were hollering at my Darren, and I was like, no, girl, he's in there watching TV.
No, he ain't listening. No. This is my Darren. I need him to come get my cat. The cat's like this big, and she thinks she's cute. She climbs up my leg and scratches him for dear life. So I'm not down with that while we're on the call. Okay, y'all ready to get serious? You ready to learn some stuff and have some fun? Say yes, because I love this call we're about to do. Jackie, jump in wherever you want, whenever you want, and anybody else too. Okay, so there are a couple of things we're going to go through really, really quickly. We have a couple of different topics tonight. Have you guys gotten your Propel books? Did any of you opt to get them? Just raise your hand if you opted to go ahead and order the Propel book. If you haven't, I posted the link in the groups today, so you're welcome to go grab it. Definitely not necessary, but we're just kind of walking through that. And right now we're going to chat about the income opportunity. I know that we are a mixed group of ranks in here, all the way from probably just a distributor up to even my mama's on here, and she's a gold. So I want to chat, though, about the income opportunity because I think it's something that's very important for us to constantly remember, keep in the forefront of our mind, but definitely be duplicating and teaching down to people who want to do this business, because it is not just all about like financial freedom or time freedom like sometimes you see everyone post. There are actually some really specific reasons why we do this business. I don't know how to mute everyone. I need Amanda Holland to mute herself. I'm so sorry that I can't figure that out, you guys.
Amanda, it looks like you have like you're logged in twice, because I see your name 2 different times.
You think because Rachel logged in once?
I don't know.
Are you guys getting feedback, or can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly now, but I
Okay.
did hear what you heard.
Okay. Well, Amanda Holland muted herself and it went away. Amy Jensen, I love you. Keep yourself on mute with them babies. Okay. I promise we won't play this game all night. I will figure it out. I don't know why. I should have administrative settings, but it's just not giving me the option tonight. So, all right. Let's move on. So the income opportunity. There are 8 reasons why we should consider doing a Young Living business, but not only consider doing the Young Living business, they are the 8 things that will continue to push you forward with the Young Living business. If you're on my team, you've heard this a lot because I talk about it a lot, and that's okay. So if you have something to say, chime in with us. So everyone says, like, I want freedom, and that's great because I want freedom too. But what does freedom really look like, and what does that even mean? So the first thing that we're going to chat about is that there's no income ceiling with Young Living. You guys know that, right? There is literally no income ceiling. So I made about $90,000 a year, and I thought that was a decent living for as many kids as I had, and I live in the Midwest, you know. But I was ceilinged out at my job. So once you get so high and you can't make any more, that just kind of defines the rest of your life. Young Living isn't like that. No matter what rank you are, no matter where you get, you can continue to grow your income exponentially. Jackie, if you got something to say, you're going to hop in, right? She's like, yes, preach it. That's a big deal though, because so many times we know this defines me. This is my defining income. I must live within these barriers. Young Living's not like that. The second thing is that the timing has never been better with Young Living. This is one of my favorite ones because if you think about the trend of kind of our nation right now, aren't we all looking for natural things? Don't you see like Kraft macaroni and cheese being like, we took out the dye, and you see Panera being like, no artificial blah, blah, blah. We are trending towards natural things, and Young Living is right on track with that. Young Living pioneered that. They aren't going anywhere. The timing of this could never be better. And the whole, like, I didn't get in early enough. Everyone always uses Young Living. That is such a myth. I can go to Walmart and talk to 10 people that don't use or even know about Young Living. So if you think that you are tapped out and everyone uses Young Living, you are lying to yourself completely. Timing is excellent. Sharing with people, this is a time for that. They will listen to you because we are headed towards those kinds of trends. The third one is be your own boss and set your own hours. That was super important for me. I don't know about y'all. I know Jackie's got kids. I wanted to make my kids scrambled eggs for breakfast. I wanted to pick them up from school. I did not want my boss hole to be telling me what to do and how to do it all of the time. And if I wanted to go to my kid's soccer game, I didn't want to have to hear his mouth about it, right? Like, being your own boss and defining what your workday looks like. Jackie often says, I share with people what work looks like for me. And it's very different than it was in corporate America for me. I appreciate that because I get to live inside my passion and my heart and do what pushes me forward. And that's what you guys get to do too. You get to choose. Work looks like this for me today, and I don't have to answer to anyone. I don't have reports to fill out for someone else. If I'm going to do a report, it's going to be for me, my team, and people that I love. And that is a huge bonus. The fourth one was very surprising to me when I learned it. It's willable income. And I think I was a gold before I knew about willable income. So willable income is where you literally can get your kiddos set up with an account. Well, you have a couple of different options, but when you die, willable income is when you die, you can pass your account on to one of your kids or whoever it is that you choose. Jackie, have you done this with your kids yet? Or have you set it up like legally or no?
No, we just have it. Before we knew we could do that. Actually, no, it was when we found out we could do that. We already had, like, you know how we tell everybody to put the people on your front line that you can kind of control per se.
Yeah.
So like my mom is my level 1. And so I know that I can go, Mom, order some morning rib because you need to be drinking that every day. You know, like I know how I can kind of, anyways. So the people that are on my front line are people that I had planned for my children to take their place.
Nice.
So I was building the organizations So like my mother-in-law rather, she's the oldest. We feel like she would go first. And so my oldest child would have hers. And then my mom, then Kira would have hers. And then, of course, we're over both of them. So then we plan for Miles to take over ours. So
you kind of strategically decided.
I decided who and what will, whatever.
Yeah.
I literally can't find my words right now.
That's all right.
But yeah, so that was a big deal for us to work towards.
That is a big deal. I love that you stacked it that way because so here's how that looks later. So when Jackie passes away, Miles is probably already going to have an account because Miles is going to turn 16 and he's going to get his own account, or however old he is. He'll get his own account. So he'll be in Jackie's organization, but maybe Jackie passes away and we want Miles to take Jackie's organization, and then Miles kiddo can take Miles' organization. Like, it's generation building income. You can pass that off. It doesn't go away. If you die, it doesn't go away, you guys. Think about the impact that will have to your grandbabies, your great-grandbabies, your great-great-grandbabies, you know? That blew my mind because my grandparents
I also
were
want to
thinking about
say,
me.
I'm sorry.
No, go.
I was just saying that I also want to say, and guys, that should be something not as just a motivator. It should be something you're thinking about because that money doesn't just go. That's not like if you pass away, your upline or your cross line or your whatever line isn't just going to, oh, okay, well, they're just going to absorb my money. Like, if you don't make an order, the company keeps that.
Yep.
So if your family, if your household is depending on that income and something happens to you and you don't have someone else on your account, or you don't have someone else that is part owner or part responsible for it, it goes away.
That's a good point.
It will go. You see what I'm saying? Like, how do I?
If you don't place the $100 order, the company's absorbing. They just paid themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So make sure you have somebody else in place on your account with you or in your will to help a sister out. Lord Jesus, I need some mind loss.
Need some nitro tonight. It's been a long weekend, y'all. It's been a long weekend. Monday was crazy. Okay. But you see the big impact there, right? You see that with your children, with your families, and how that can really work out. So that one was important. That's important. The fifth one is if you take time off, you still get paid. That's the beauty of residual income, right? If you get hurt, if your husband gets hurt, if your wife gets hurt, if your daddy gets hurt, whatever, if you have income that's not coming in and you need to take some time off to be with someone, you still get paid. My mom is on this call somewhere. She's a gold, and my dad got sick last year. My mom retired from her job, and then my dad got sick last year, and my mom did not work, and her Young Living check still came. You can bless other people with that exact same residual income and create that for your families. I can't tell you the number of people that I see hit by like hardcore medical bills. Something so unexpected happens, and God willing, because we use Young Living, that won't happen. But you know what I mean? Some of you have probably been through that. I don't want to experience that. I have
my enroller. Some of you guys are on here that are on my team. Y'all know that my enroller, Stacy McQuaid, after convention this year, and I know she wouldn't mind me sharing this or a little piece of it because they put it all over their Facebook wall. So in June, they were at convention with us. They actually were renting a house in Utah. But the guy was like, hey, I want to sell that house. So that was a little stressful because they had people staying there for convention and everything, and then they're trying to pack everything up and put it all in their fifth wheel. They're a family of 4 kids and them too. So there's a family of 6. It was a little stressful. They had a trip planned to Canada with friends. So you can imagine the stress that caused, and her immune system took a little hit with that. And when that happened, she had an abscess on her brain that she could have lost her life, you guys. And they were thinking that was from a tooth, and So they took care of the tooth, and then she had to have surgery and like drain the fluid off of her brain. And I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
You guys, for 3.5 months, her husband, Mark, he took every computer, every notebook, everything, and stuck it under their bed in her camper or in their fifth wheel, and she did not work one bit. But
That's
she
awesome.
got paid.
But she got paid.
Yeah, her $30,000+ check a month.
She did the hard work in the beginning that created the residual, and look at how well she was set up. And thank God she was.
Right. And I was just telling one of my girls on here earlier that, you know, she was saying, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but I'm not going to say her name. But she was like, yes, next year is going to be my year. I'm going to do this. And I was like,
what's wrong with that?
It is. But start now, because you've got to take that snowball right now and push it up the hill. Just a little bit at a little bit every day. Push it up the hill. Because when you get to the top of the hill, whether it takes you a year, whether it takes you 18 months, or whether it takes you however long it takes you, it's going to start snowballing downhill, and it's going to go fast. But you've got to do something every day. You're not going to see the result of it right now, but it's coming.
It's coming, and it's good. That's good, Jackie. The sixth one, another one of my favorites. It's the unexpected, unintentional relationships. I don't know about you guys, but I see lots of faces on here of people that I love. And I'll tell you, I was like a guy's girl. I didn't want to be friends with girls. I probably would have looked at Jackie 10 Ways from Sunday and been like, 10 years ago. Like, I was not a girl's girl because I'd had some hard relationships with females. God stepped in and said, y'all are going to be friends. And let me tell you though, that blessing's huge. Like, it is huge, you guys, to have friends across the nation, across the world that are there for you. Like, you want to talk about the Young Living family? It is a Young Living family. You will make relationships you never knew you needed. And that is a huge unintended side effect of the Young Living business. When you're stuck on the side of the road and you need gas, you'll call your friend who lives in that city and she'll come running and fill your gas tank up for you, or the flat tire, or the carburetor thing that stops. I've had lots of car trouble, and my girls have helped me so much. Those are real stories, friends, real stories. So don't discount that. Don't discount that. That is a benefit for sure. Guaranteed bonuses. Like at Expedia, we never knew what we were going to get as a Christmas bonus. With Young Living, you know where you stand. You know, if I sell a starter kit, I get $50. You know that you get 25% for the first 3 months of the PV. You know that if you hit silver and you stay silver for 3 months, you get to go to silver retreat, right? You know, clearly defined like expectations of the guaranteed bonuses. I like that. I like goals to shoot for. Like, it's good to know that if I do the hard work, I will get the things, right? Do the hard work, I will get the things. Number 8 is probably the one that we all shoot for, and it is just straight up freedom. But you know what, you guys? It's not just about our freedom. Like, it is about our freedom. And we literally can't serve if we can't even stand ourselves, right? Sarah Harnish said that, and I think that's so important. We can't serve others if we can't stand ourselves. So first, we're going to get ourselves financially free. We're going to create some emotional, a lot of people are in emotional bondage, so they don't bother to work for the financially free. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But if you aren't financially free first, how are you going to help other people? And I really want to talk about something really quick. Let me just make sure it's pulled up. I'm going to screen share with you guys. I say that. Let's hope that Rachel's admin settings will let me screen share. Yeah, there we go. Basic screen share. Okay. Can you guys see this? Give me a little yes if you see it. Okay. So in case you haven't seen it, it's the newer 2017 income disclosure statement. So these are the average incomes for the Young Living families. I'm sure that a lot of you have checked it out. So this is the monthly averages. And if you go monthly income average, so the average distributor, $26. Average star makes $75 a month, right? If you're a star, you're getting your oils paid for, hopefully. Hopefully you're making more than that because you're probably enrolling a couple of people and getting those $50 bonuses. The senior stars, y'all should be making around $235 a month, and that's good because you are definitely getting your monthly product paid for. Executives are where it kind of starts to flip around because earlier you're doing a lot of work and you might not be getting paid exactly what you should. So more effort in, less money out at this point. Executive, it's still the same way. Your average is about $502 a month. What would you do though with that $500 a month? Like, is there a bill you would pay? Like, I hated my car payment and I wanted to pay my car payment. So what bill are you paying with that kind of money? Don't discount $500, man. Teachers, there's probably some teachers in here, $2,200 average salary where I live. $500 a month is a fourth of their income. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. The average silver makes $2,000 a month. Would any of you quit your jobs if you hit silver? I quit my job and ran like hell, and that wasn't even near enough, but I knew that Young Living could work if I worked it. I want to go through these last ones really quick because the average gold makes about $5,666 every single month. Most people would quit their job at gold, right? Platinums average $13,872 a month. That starts to change a little, right? You're not doing $13,000 worth of work a month to earn that. The average diamond makes $35,000 a month. The average crown diamond makes $64,000 a month. And the royal crown diamond makes $144,000 a month. But I want to tell you why I'm sharing that with you because I know that you have seen it. I want you to think about something. Do you need $144,000 a month? Is there anyone that really needs that much money? Like, I don't need that much money. So who are you blessing? What are you doing with that? What kind of good are you pouring onto this planet if you make that kind of money in a month? That is freedom. That is freedom. When you have the time freedom and the money freedom to pick out who you want to help in this world and what you want to do in this world, that's true freedom. And Young Living is a complete catalyst for that, simply by sharing the thing that you already love. So that's the 8 reasons why a Young Living business. How many of you have heard that before? You guys ever read? Michelle's like, I've heard it 8 times. I'm glad because I think those are 8 really important reasons. And sometimes we just get driven for I just want to make money. I just need to make money. I just need to pay my bills. I just need to pay my bills. It's not all about us though. It's not all about us at the end of the day. We need to make sure that we're covered. But we're going for the big goals because we have bigger plans. So if you're not dreaming for those bigger plans, it's time to start thinking about them for sure. Jackie, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah, I can't ever remember where and who I share this stuff with, but when I do a business class and I go over the same exact verbatim slide, what you just did, I always tell them, look at this and decide where you want to be. What, put your goal at a dollar amount. You don't necessarily have to look and go, oh, if I could just hit silver, because there are silvers. You can make what you want to make, or not what you want to make, but you can make so much more than that average. So much more than that average, you guys, because we rise by lifting others. If you build leaders, your check is going to explode. That is the bottom line. As long as you're keeping them close to you to where generations, which we'll get into all of that later. I know we're going to do a call about generations and all those things in the future. We're going to get nitty gritty. Your check can be crazy awesome because, like I put over here in the chat, I'm a gold with Young Living. We hit gold 9 months in to enrolling. I did not mean to have another business. I did not want it. We stacked for silver. I hate saying stack. We stacked for silver. That gold leg was my PGV, and it just grew as well. And so now here we are with 3 solid gold leg. We're ready to go. And I had to start over with the platinum leg because we didn't follow the Rising Star team bonus. I say all that to say our check is way over the average for a gold commission check.
And why is that specifically?
And it's because I bust my tail building leaders.
Yeah.
I spend more time running with the people that want to run, which are in those 3 legs, than I do the people that are in that platinum leg that I should be running with. I should be like, all right, you guys, y'all got it. Let me go over here and focus over here. And I try. But I'm not going to force anything down anybody's throat. But I'm praying specifically, and I know the Lord has something he's trying to teach me in this season. But right now I'm running with those people that want to run, and I'm making sure they're hitting their goals. And that's what is making our check crazy. I mean, I know diamonds that I make more than they do.
Easily.
And I'm not trying to be braggadocious at all. I'm just simply saying, don't just look at this for you and your paycheck. You help others reach their goal, and you're going to get blessed for it too. Yeah. That's my point.
I wish someone would have shared that with me earlier on, because I did not look at that part of the compensation plan, and I did not realize that. And so I was not good at creating leaders at all. And yeah, it's been a good learning experience. But if you really want to maximize the whole income structure that Young Living has, create leaders. But the other part of that is like, you're going to create leaders and your heart is going to like jump for joy. When someone underneath you hits silver, you are like, yeah, like that's the holy grail. Like, I know that's not the end because we wanted to keep going, but silver is fabulous, right? So that's a good feeling. That's like a really good side bonus perk show. All right. You ready to talk about micro work? We going to do this? I love all the I see. I love you. Don't make me cry on video. Like, I can't see the chat. I just see like one or two things. So, okay. So Jordan is my upline, and she talks a lot about micro work and macro work. And they do talk about micro work in the Propel workbook. So Jackie, if there's something different in there, then I definitely want you to hop in with that. But Jordan wrote a specific book called Do the Micro Work. And if you want, I hear so many times from my executives in Silvers, I hear them say, I feel like all of the Young Living business classes are basic. I already know that stuff. I need to know what else to do. This is what else to do, but it's so good for you stars and senior stars, because you should learn it early. The earlier you learn it, the better it is. So I am just going to go through some highlights of what I think is really important. And the first thing I think is super important is, why does burnout happen? Why do people give up? Why do they hit executive and stop working? Or why do they run for star and then they fall completely back? And so one of the myths, or one of the things that we often hear is, I'm having classes, but people aren't coming. And I hear and I see that a lot. I'm posting promotions on my Facebook page and people aren't responding. I'm hosting events and my leaders aren't inviting people to it. Why aren't they inviting people? So the big things are the macro work. The big events, the big make and takes, the big classes, those are the macro work. All of the promotions that you do, that's the big stuff, right? Micro work is all of the little stuff. It's all of the little stuff. So the problem is that we think we're doing this micro work. We think that we're doing all of this big work because we went and we created the Facebook class and we decided that we were going to make peppermint brownies, and we got us a class script, and we posted a couple of times in the Facebook class. And so we did all of the things for the class, but we didn't do the most important thing, which is the behind the scenes, the work that gets the people engaged, to get them to buy in, to get them to come to the actual event, and to invite people to the event, right? So here's a really good example that Jordan uses. So if she's going to host a phone call for her builders to kind of just talk to her team about the business, and she's really, really excited. So she sends out invitations via email 3 weeks in advance. So plenty of time in advance. Like, she would assume that her people are just as excited as she is. Like, I make the assumption that my silvers are just as excited about everything I do as I am, which is not true. They're just not, right? So I'm assuming that they're excited. So a couple of days before, I post in the event and I remind everybody, and it gets like 5 likes and a couple of comments. And then the next day I start the call and there's only like 5 people on there. And so I think I've worked really hard because I've created the event and I've done all these big things. but I just missed out on 95% of my people because my big builders were already going to be on that call. They're already bought in. We have to be talking to the other people. So burnout is basically what comes from that. People think, well, I'm just not cut out for this business. People don't respond to me. Maybe people don't like me. Sometimes it makes us question our self-worth, which is crap. Don't let it do that. We just have to learn how to work a little bit differently. So macro work is what generates the excitement, the movement, the momentum. It's the classes, the events, the initiative, the big promotions. The micro work is the stuff that we do when no one is looking. Only you and God get to see it. It's the individual connection that we have with people. It's engaging with them when they are disengaged. And it is one of the hardest things you will ever do in this business because it is a transference of who you are, and it is a pouring into them. It is pouring excitement. It is pouring energy. It is actually caring that their kid rocked the school play, not just pretending like, oh, that's so great, your kid rocked the school play. It's the actually caring, right? I'm telling you, God did some work on me. God did some work. So we often talk about the blanket. Some people are already standing up. Like I have leaders who are already standing. So if I throw a blanket Facebook message out or a blanket Facebook invitation out, I'm going to catch those people with my blanket and I'm going to pull them in because they're standing. But my people that are sitting, that are disengaged, that aren't really paying attention, they might check my Facebook group every once in a while. If I throw that blanket message out, I'm not catching a single one of them because they're sitting down under the blanket. They're not engaged. I can't throw out blanket messages or blanket invitations and expect something to come from that. It's just not going to happen. Those people, they're not excited. They're not active. They're really just disinterested in Young Living as a whole. Y'all have those people, right? And you're like, why did you buy your starter kit if you're so disinterested in Young Living? There are things that we can do that will change that.
And that's not send a blanket message out and then add my name to it. Because I get those too. Because people got smart and they were like, oh, that's not personal. So I need to put, hey, Jackie, and then the blanket message. It still doesn't work.
I agree with that because we used to teach that a lot. But then we realized, well, people talk to each other. So I literally, maybe I can write 2 or 3 sentences that the part about the class that's the same, but I really have to first engage that person. I shouldn't be messaging, hey, Chelsea, I hope you're doing okay. I saw your kids had a soccer game this weekend. Hope they did great. By the way, I have a Young Living class this weekend. I hope you can come. No, we better be the week before messaging Chelsea and going, hey, Chels, your kids look like they had so much fun at the soccer game, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, my kids had a great time. Awesome. What else? What are you up to? Blah, 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 right? And then days later, I can message them and say, hey, Chels, I'm having a class. I'd love to hug your neck. Are you praising or are you talking?
No, I'm thinking that I need to print out some praise hands and put it on a popsicle stick. So when y'all say something, I can just hold up and be like, hey, I'm doing it. I'll have them next week. Everybody's laughing because y'all know I'm right. I'm praise. I'm going to start throwing up my signs like we're at an auction. That's what I'm doing.
Y'all see why I love her now, right? That's so good. You just, for now, you can just go like this because that was pretty cute too. Just, preach it, girl. Oh my gosh. All right, so one of the things we also love to talk about is that people are not inherently lazy, right? So Jordan says, I really believe that people want and love to be productive because how many times have you guys said, and don't lie to yourself, you ain't got to come clean. But I know that people are like, she's lazy. She doesn't really want to do the business, right? I don't think people are inherently lazy. I think that people are afraid of failure for sure. Jordan says it more like this. She says, I'm going to fall anyway. It's not going to matter anyway. So I'm not really going to try, right? We guard our heart. We guard our feelings. We are afraid of failure. That's harsh, but it's very, very true. It creates this self-preservation that we go into so that we just don't try. But how are we ever going to get anywhere if we don't even try, right? She says, break the lie to yourself. Your past failure does not define your current success. Success is just winning more times than we lose. And I love, when I think of that, I think of Michael Jordan. Like, how many times did he shoot the basketball? How many times did he fail before he succeeded? Who's not like that, right? Everyone who has had success has had many, many failures. Sorry, my kids are telling a friend bye, and then they're taking their booties to bed because it's really, really late. Love y'all. Good night. Sweet dreams. I'll see you in a little bit. That little one, he's cute. I really don't want him to grow up. Okay, go please. Good night. I love you. You're welcome. Real life, right? Real life. Taryn's like, shut your mouth. She's on a call. Jason's like, but I'm hungry, but it's bedtime. I know y'all can relate, right? Okay. So we're going to skip a couple of things. I'm not going to like read this whole book to you. I just really have some important stuff that works for us. So macro stuff is easier. True story. Isn't it easy to go create a Facebook event? Isn't it easy to hit the invite button? That's the easy work. It is damn hard sometimes to message someone and be engaged in their life because you have a life. You have a big life that you're busy in. But that's the only way this business is going to work is if you take that time to create the micro work. We went to, Jordan did mini Diamond Bound this weekend. Did any of you guys go to Diamond Bound, big Diamond Bound in Chicago? Jackie, we know you didn't. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So Jordan talks about how kicking the ball, we kick the ball. So the ball is stationary. Your people are not moving. It's a transference of energy. When you transfer your energy and you kick the ball, it is the same concept with other human beings. You have to figure out what will excite them. What will get them moving with you? What is there? Why did they buy their starter kit? Why did they? What was their purpose? And how do I get them excited and moving? And it's doing it over and over and over and over. It is opening your downline and looking at where are all my zeros. It's not just knowing I need to work on my executive leg. Yeah, we know you need to work on your executive leg, but do you know the 20 people in that executive leg that you should be having intentional conversations with? Whose ball do you need to be kicking? Whose ball do you need to be kicking? The more problems that we solve for people, the more money that we make. It's the most basic concept of business. Reducing friction is something that I love to consider, and that wraps it up. The more problems you can solve, the more money you will make, the more money they will make, the more success we will all have. So if you can figure out, like our team just created welcome packages, welcome bags, because I found that our enrollments have been really low. And I'm like, why are our enrollments so low? We're not duplicating that well right now. We weren't this summer. So we decided we're going to buy pocket references, fearless books, stickers, a roller bottle, an ER slip, and like an income disclosure brochure. And we put it in a really cute little bag, and people bought them from us. We've reduced the friction because if Michelle needs just one book, and Michelle is a brand new builder, Michelle doesn't want to have to go to lifescience.com, purchase a book, pay for shipping. That doesn't work for her. But if I can reduce that friction and Michelle can go, Amanda, do you have one of those books? Yes, I do. Will you ship it to me in Arizona and I'll pay the shipping? Of course I will. Can I come by your house and pick it up? Of course you can, right? So it is reducing the problems. It's reducing the problems, making it easy, and transferring the energy. So there are 3 different IPAs, right? So getting people enrolled is our first, what time is it? Is our first most important IPA. I'll go faster. The micro work for getting people enrolled is connection outside of social media posts, class invitations, or any kind of email. Email does not work. Your email return is like 2%. Y'all better learn to text. Texting, calling, all of that. So, when we are trying to get someone enrolled, the transference of energy is a little bit different because you know you're going to be pouring into them with like new product information or like what pertains to their life. But what if you've kind of knocked out your warm market, your low-hanging fruit? What if you've already enrolled your mama, your sister, all your really good friends, and you want to still talk to people? Have you guys ever heard about the 10 People Club? This is one of my favorite concepts. Talking with people every day is important. Pick out people on your friends list. Who do I want to message? That mom has 5 kids. She could really use oils. I'm going to go create an intentional conversation where I don't talk about oils and create this conversation with them. Have the conversation so that they know that you care about them before you talk about anything that you care about. That's really the bottom line, right? Make sure they know that you truly care about them before you go telling them about your magical bottles of oils. This part really requires a big giving of ourselves, and sometimes it's really uncomfortable. It can be very uncomfortable, but it can also be really, really, really rewarding. It's way easier to hang with our kids, turn on a movie, organize our house, than it is to muster up the energy to emotionally invest into conversation with another person, even if we know we'd really like to have them on our team. So sometimes it's making those hard choices. There's a list of what examples are of micro work for getting people enrolled. And it's like starting conversations on social media, what follow-up looks like. And I'm just going to retype that and put it in your groups for you so that you guys have that. Yeah, Jackie, unmute.
So I know my team hears this or has heard this, I hope.
Good, tell my team.
But what we do, oh my gosh, I think I'm swallowing razor blades, you guys. All the prayers this way. So I created friends list on Facebook. Everything I do on Facebook is like very strategic. I don't think most people even know what a friends list is, but Facebook got really smart a few years ago, and they have that what is it? Acquaintances or your dang it. Sorry, my dog's trying to bury under the pillow that my computer's on. Stop.
These animals tonight.
For the love. He's like, it's bedtime. I want to go to bed. Anyways, so I have a friends list, and if you guys send me a friend request and I just happen to see it in the 800 other friend requests I've had, I'm not making that number up. I mean, because I have to time block to make sure I have time to go through and say, okay, Lisa Wilkerson, how do I know you? Oh, you're friends with all these other Oilers. Let me look you up and see if you're in my downline. Oh, you're not? So you must be cross-line. So yes, I'm going to approve you as a friend, but then I'm going to put you on my cross-line friends list. And it just helps me understand how I know people. Because then if you were just someone that I met at the football game that I sat next to and I cuddled with because it was really cold, and you're like a complete stranger, but I friended you because I have plans, then you're going to go on my prospect list. And what I do, and I'm telling y'all that to tell you, what I do is I will go and I will pick one of my lists. Usually it's the prospect list. And what
Hold on. How are you making these lists? I don't know this. What are these lists?
Next week I'm going to show y'all how to make a friends list. Next week I will show y'all how to make a friends list. Pinky promise. Okay? Don't hold me to it. Because it's kind of a big deal. Because when you click on that friends list, it shows you a news feed of only those people and what they have posted on Facebook. It is not in a group. It is not, it looks just like your timeline, except it is a timeline of just the people who have posted recently. So this person's talking about her Instant Pot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have an Instant Pot. What's your favorite recipe? Send me something. I love Instant Pots, blah, blah, blah. And then this person is like, her daughter is all grown up and I took her newborn pictures and now she's going to the prom. Not really. I'm not that old, you guys, but you get what I'm saying. I'm like,
she's real close.
Grow up, blah, 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 blah. So I can see what my prospects have posted on their timeline without writing their name down on a piece of paper and then having to find that piece of paper, go through the list, type their name in Facebook, see what they've talked about recently. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, and we need this. So I'll expect that training.
I'll do it next week, I promise.
Jackie's green, y'all. Green.
I'm not so green, but I'm green. So anyways, that really has helped me. And I've taken several people off of that list and put them on my personally enrolled list.
Right. That's the goal is move them.
So now with my personally enrolled, what do we do? I mean, has anybody ever let following up fall off the band? I mean, like I fell off the bandwagon and I didn't know to follow up and do all that stuff. So I take them off that list. I put them on the personally enrolled. So now I go to my personally enrolled friends list and I comment all over their stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it's just continuing that relationship. I have my team. I have a lead team, like my leaders that I want to stay, like, what are y'all doing? What's up? Crossline Oilers, prospects. These people go to church with me. These people are from my kids' school or from cheer or whatever. So I know where those people are from. You can be on my cheer list and on my prospect list. Do you see? So
I love that.
anyways, that's why if anybody here sent me a friend request and you're not my friend yet, that's why, because I haven't figured out how I know you and I don't know which list to put you on. So just private message me, okay?
Put me on this list. I love that. That's super helpful. Like, don't y'all think that would be really helpful? I mean, it's so important to stay connected to our personally enrolled. And sometimes once you've created leaders, they're the hardest to keep track of, because I love that, Jackie. Good. Okay, so the second IPA is get people ordering, right? We want to get people ordering. It's obviously significant, but people don't care until they care. So you can't incentivize someone, hey, if you place your first Essential Rewards order, you're going to get a bottle of tangerine. Well, I haven't ordered in 6 months. Why do I care about a bottle of tangerine for a product that I'm not even buying right now? Right? That doesn't incentivize anyone. You have to have the conversations with them, have the deeper conversations with them to find out, well, why aren't they using their oils? They spent $160. They spent the money. Let's find out what's going on with that. And if that's not happening to only you, that's definitely happening to someone on your team for sure. So little ways that you can get people ordering are like have coffee and dinner with team members and talk about like what made you want to buy your kit. Talk about your very first what was I going to say? Like your not just your enrollments. What if you talked to, Kayla enrolled someone. Hey, Kayla, you and I are going to get on a call with your new enrollment and we're going to have a conversation. And there's just different ways to approach it. Phone, text, messenger, really get to know their needs, know who they are. If you're a builder, if you're a silver or an executive, you look at who your closest leaders are. Are they people that you really like and you've probably poured a lot of emotional time into? Who else could you pour emotional time into? Keep a list of the people you're trying to engage. Tag them in every post in your group. Likely they won't see them all, but they will see some. Do not do that without personal communication, though, or else they're going to get annoyed. They need to know that you care before you can do those things. I'm going to go through the last one really quick. There's so much good stuff that I want to go through in this book, but you really just need to get it. It's like $3.50. It's like $3.50. Get it. It's great. So to get people sharing, the micro work for getting people to share Young Living with others is just connection with your team. We love community. Whether we want to admit it or not, we love community. So regardless of the size, the personalities, the colors, the race, the genders, people love the personal connection. So the absolute best thing we can do for our teams is to stay in constant contact with them, know their goals, and remind them of their dreams. Like, we need to know each other's goals. Why does Michelle want to retire her husband? Like, what? I know Michelle wants to retire her husband. I know Kayla wants Jim to work less hours because he works all the time and she wants to raise her baby Charlie. You need to know your people's goals, right? No, Becky, Propel is not $3.50. Do the micro work is, it might be like $5. I can't remember. It's not expensive. It's not a $25 book though. So when, as a business builder, to get people sharing, when you want to launch anything within your group, anytime you have an incentive, a class, anything, send private messages, have phone calls, do Zoom calls. Jackie, what's your favorite way to do this? Yeah, it is Marco Polo. Marco Polo. You Marco Polo him? Do you guys know what Marco Polo is? It's an amazing app and you get face-to-face video conversation, right? That's a great way to talk about ideas, get input and feedback, refine what your plans are together, right? Do it together. So it doesn't matter. Really, at the end of the day, the micro work is touching people, talking to people, loving people, moving people forward, kicking their ball, transferring the energy. This all makes sense, right? It might be hard, but dang, it's worth it. Dang, it's worth it. Praise hands, girl. Praise your praise hands. Yes, she did. know what, too? As you grow, like, you'll get paid back because, like, Jackie is not on my team. Jackie shares crap with me and teaches me things, and I love her for it. Rachel's not on my team. Like, you will start creating those blessings all over the place. So do the micro work with your team. Do it with your family, too, by the way. Do the micro work. Do all the little things that matter and just love people right where they're at and teach them. Jackie, what else you got? Just praise hands.
I just got the praise hands. I was like, I don't have anything except for praise hands.
Love the people. Love the people.
Love all the people.
Talk to
Learn
the people.
their personality. I feel like I beat a dead horse with saying that, but learn people's personalities, man, and know what makes them tick. You know, if I want to do something with Amanda and Rachel, I gotta make it sound fun. Otherwise, they're gonna be like, Jackie, no. Like, we have to chat. They'll straight up shut me down in a heartbeat because we're all red. So they don't have a problem just telling me what they think. But if I don't make it sound fun, they're just like, no, we're not doing that. I'm like,
we just don't even answer her. We're like,
They're like, no. And so, but that doesn't offend me because I know that I got to make it sound fun because they're blue. They've got blue with their red, you know?
Exactly.
So anyways, I think that is kind of part of this micro work is getting to know the people and what makes them tick. And then once you know what their drive is, you're trying to get somebody off the floor and you keep showing them your paycheck and you keep telling them all the details and you keep word vomiting all over them and they're yellow and they really just want to help people. But you're not telling them about all the people they're going to help. You just keep telling them all the stuff that drives you.
Yeah.
Then that's why they're not moving because you haven't gotten to their heart of their
why do they care? Right. Yeah. They don't care like you care. So if you don't know, hopefully everyone knows, but it's the Jacob Adamo color personality test. You can just Google it. And that's what we're talking about with the red, the green, the blue, the yellow. But that's great. Dude, no, don't mute yourself. That's a great point. That is a great point. Like, you have to know your audience. Who are you talking to? And it doesn't make you, I'll be really honest with you guys. I had a leader very early on in my journey when we were using the color personality test. And I am a psych major. I love psychology. I love to know people. And she said to me that she felt like it was fake to try to like target things. And I'm like, no, it is not. I have 3 teenage daughters and I know that I can say one thing to one of them and it will roll off her back. Like, go do the dishes. I can say it harsh and she'll be like, all right. But the other one, I have to be like, Heaven, will you please go do the dishes? You know what I mean? Like, we have to talk to people in a way that makes them feel good also. And so,
girl, yes, let me 2 seconds.
No,
about that. It doesn't neither here nor there matter, but in order for me to know that my kids' seatbelts are buckled, we have made a contest out of it because 2 of my kids have a red blend. The other one, she doesn't. She's a yellow, blue all day long, does not care, which she's also 16 or 17 and puts her seatbelt on. But the other 2, I'm like, I want to hear, go for one. Whoever gets in there and gets her seatbelt on the fastest. So I've made it a competition. So I don't care if anybody thinks it's crazy, like, it's not. Because literally making it a competition of who gets their seatbelt on the quickest has driven them to get in the car 10 minutes early and get buckled. So if it works, it works. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get to know your people.
That's right, though.
Like I said, that had nothing to do with it.
Oh, I love it. Like, I wish I would have known this stuff when my girls were little. Are you kidding me? It's changed the way I've parented these boys for sure. Do you guys have questions? Do you have anything you want to talk about? I know it's probably, almost 10, but I'm happy to stay and answer anything. Hope you found some value in tonight's call, some things that maybe you'll change up this next week, perhaps, that you might do differently or more of, maybe.
Did anybody go, oh, I have to talk to people? That's what I said. Look, my red green friend over there's like, Jamie's like, I'm gonna talk to people.
Yeah, Jamie hates talking to people. She's like, dang it, can't I just send them a message? You know, it is emotional. Like, have y'all ever taught a class and you're exhausted after it? You didn't really do anything but stand at the front of the class and talk. but you have just emotionally given to this room of people, and it can be hard, but man, it's worth it. What were the 3 IPAs at the end? Like, what are the 3 IPAs? Is that what she's asking? The 3 IPAs are enroll people.
She said, what do greens want? What entices them?
Oh, that's not what I read. I read someone else's message.
Oh, where do you see that?
Donna Truitt. Oh, you sent it to me. Sorry, Donna. What were the 3 IPAs at the end? The 3 IPAs are enrolling people, get people ordering on Essential Rewards, and get people sharing. Those are the 3 IPAs. They're the only 3 things that make you money. An IPA is an income producing activity. I realize there's someone on here who probably doesn't know that. What was the question you were going to ask? What do greens want? What entices them? Ooh, Jackie, on to you.
For me, I think it really has to do with your other color combo. But for the greens, they're more rational thinkers. Like I'm going to need all those details. Like you can make it sound fun, and I might go, oh, okay, that sounds good. Or you might tell me how much it's going to cost, or how we're going to have a contest, or whatever. Or it might be about people. Or so the other color is going to matter, but the green is just not going to jump on it right then. They're the ones that are going to be like, you know what, I'm going to sleep on that.
I'm going to think through all those details.
They're going to need all the details. They like a system. If you're like, hey, this is what we're going to do, this is the plan, and here's the system, they're like, okay, good.
They want to know.
Yeah.
So if you release like say you release a contest or a promo, you want to make sure it's fun. You want to make sure it has purpose for the yellows. You want to make sure that you wrote all the details out so that nobody has to ask, okay, how do I win again? I don't understand. Like you want to try to make sure you hit all of those things. So when you're teaching a class, you want to make sure you have those 4 elements and that sort of thing.
Right.
I'm a green blue. I want fun, but it has to be detailed. It sounds like a cluster. It stresses me out. Yeah, Erica, that sounds just like
Erica. Green blues are very rare, friend. Very rare. Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
I want organized fun. And I'm like, what the hell?
No, it's called organized chaos is what it's called.
Organized what?
Chaos. That's a fun color combo.
The book to find out about the colors is called Full Spectrum Success. Jackie posted the link to the online. Online, I'll give you a decent amount of information, and then you can also get Full Spectrum Success on Amazon or Life Science or wherever you want.
Right. And Dawn, the groups that we're talking about, I think that you think that we're talking about the groups for this call. Is that what you're talking about?
What'd she ask you? I missed it.
She said, so you all are talking about groups. Is there a group that I should be in as well to be learning? We really don't post much in the groups all week because we're all posting in our own groups. We just basically kind of do a wrap up, or I know last week Rachel posted a photo of an elevator because we were talking about what's your elevator speech. So little things like that, but we're not posting throughout the week in there. It's just hey, usually on Monday we're like, holy crap, it's Monday. We got to do a call. What are we going to talk about? So yeah.
Do the call. Dawn, you should have your own groups, right? Like I don't know whose team you're on, but you should have your own groups that you're plugged into. And yeah, and then like we know that groups are overwhelming. So our goal wasn't to fill a Facebook group full of information. Our goal was to have one-on-one interaction face-to-face with you guys so that you want to be on the call. You don't just want to read stuff on Facebook. You want to be able to have this. Although if you want to talk, if you want to get feedback from your peers or from us, girl, post in the group. Use it. It's totally yours.
Yeah. And then Donna says, is there a YL process to will your income? Actually, I don't think it has anything to do with Young Living. It has to do with your will. So it's actually a legal it's your will. It's just like if you owned a piece of property, you're leaving it to, so then I don't know if you should put that person, you know what, I'm not going to answer that because I don't have all the details. And if I'm incorrect, then I do not like that.
I think
So-
there's her green. I am 90% sure that there is a paper through Young Living that we have to also use. So it has to be in our will, and Young Living has to know that it's going to occur. So we can try to find out more details and post them, God willing, if we can find them out. I'm sure we can. But I'm pretty sure it has to be both. Is there a wild? Okay, what's the next one? The first two reasons why a Young Living business. The first one was there's no income ceiling. You can make as much as you want. And the timing has never been better. We are trending as a society towards more natural, organic options. And those are in Sarah Harnish's The Game Plan. You can find them online even. I preach them because I love them. So
Yeah, and it says the next one, Dawn, it says, no, wait, where'd it go? Is there a place to show the color combo breakdowns? Not for the color combos, but you can go to the website. There's also a Facebook group that shows the blues. And then you've got your typical, your troublesome, and your true shades. And those can look very different within a color. So definitely search that on Facebook. And then Becky, can you list a co-applicant? You can list a co-applicant, but depending on, it's so complicated for me to answer that because I have an LLC, but we file as an S Corp. So I have employees for my business, but then my husband and I are both owner 50-50%. So obviously if something happens to me, he's still the owner of my LLC. So my answers are going to be a little different because I have an actual
Does she mean a co-applicant for your Young Living?
I think that's what she's talking about.
I mean, yes, like there's a spot for it, like where you can add your husband or whatever, but I think that's very rare now that we can enroll our husbands or wives, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of co-applicants.
Like, can you just add a co-applicant and they be the person that receives?
Oh, right.
We're she's still back on the will thing, I think.
Good point.
Yes, ma'am. How do you follow up with a downline that keeps saying that they are ready and want to order, but then they don't? Keep encouraging them. I keep encouraging them, but feel like I keep repeating myself. How do you not sound like you are nagging? I would probably start with a wellness plan. What do they want to work on?
Mm-hmm.
Get to their like what's going to help them.
What's going to help them? What do they need? What do they want? And if to be really honest, like here's my red, if they've been talking about getting on Essential Rewards and they just literally haven't done it, at some point I'm probably going to throw an incentive at them. Those are the people that incentives typically work for. People who aren't using the product and they're not talking about using the product, the incentive's not going to work. But if I can say, hey, I know you were wanting to get on Essential Rewards, this is totally the month, Christmas, I'm going to give Christmas Spirit for free or whatever. Some people don't like incentives. I do.
Yeah.
But that's a specific situation.
Yep. Know what their color is. See what they're.
That's a good one. Will they
need? Yeah. And then Becky says, like if a wife dies and a husband is on the account, would that work? Yes, that would work. There wouldn't be a will involved there. No, because they're both owners on the account. They're both.
Any other questions?
Well, Rachel's probably getting notification. Oh, is that did you type that?
I typed that.
Oh, okay. I was like, is Rachel on here?
Did Rachel come? You're such a goober. I love you. Okay.
Awesome, you guys. I love this. We had 40. I think we topped out at 40 this week. Next week, if you guys, again, we keep asking y'all if you have any questions at all, please ask them specifically so that we can cover them here. Otherwise, we're going to continue to walk through the Propel, and I'll show you guys how to make a friends list next week. I have to go clean up my Facebook, make sure there's nothing that I can't share my screen with y'all. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding.
I know what your evening job is. It's cool. Listen. All right. No questions. That's it. I hope y'all got your elevator speeches down just a little bit.
Yeah. And I've only seen one person post that. So y'all need to get over to the groups. Get over to the groups and post your elevator speech, because the whole purpose in doing that is getting ideas to better yours, or to, let's help each other out. Okay.
Yeah. Instead of just sitting there trying to work it out on your own and be like, does that sound stupid? Let's talk about it. Does that sound stupid? Let's talk about it together.
And it's okay if yours sounds exactly like someone else's. That's okay.
Yeah, it is.
I'm red though, and I'm like, I don't want nothing that sounds like someone else's. I want it on my own. Like, I don't know. That's just me.
But you're not talking to the same people in Alabama that I'm talking to in Missouri.
Exactly. So it's gonna work.
No one's gonna know. Mom, I hope you don't start with, hi, my name is. No, you're just talking to people.
Love
Okay.
it. All right,
I hope you guys enjoyed. If you need anything, let us know. Post in the groups. Feel free to ask questions. And we love you guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving us your time.